So through Sprint Labs, we help startups and companies otherwise to validate their product ideas in 5 days. So basically, this is a process based on design thinking, which was developed by a guy called Jack Knapp at Google. And it was used for Google's internal use, and then they started using for Google Venture startups, and now other startups also use, and some of the bigger companies which we cannot call startup now, like Uber and Medium. So there are certain bigger companies also which use this process. Why I'm telling that these bigger companies are using this process, because you might get an idea that okay, this is a idea product idea validation process, so it might be just for early stage startups. But for every company, any company in the world, whether hardware, software, every company comes up with new products, new features. And when you're talking about new products, new features, you're talking about solving new problems, right? So that's why it's relevant for all of them. So 5 days sprint is a sprint done in person. It's not done online first. And the team, there is a team, there is startup team or the product team that goes into the sprint, which may comprise of 7 personas, but not necessarily 7 people. So the 7 personas can be in 2 to 3 people. So what kind of personas are that? Is one is decider. The decider is that persona who makes the decision. For like a small company or early stage startup, or even a mid stage startup, it can be CEO or co-founder. For bigger companies, can be product manager, VP product. So those kind of people who will make a decision on that about the product. So that is decider. Besides that, you should have a designer, a customer facing persona. Then fourth is a tech, someone who handles tech, who knows tech well, or the tech capabilities of the company well. Someone from the finance, and there is one more person that you need, and that is recommended is the troublemaker. So the troublemaker is a guy who questions your ideas constantly, and not that kind of person who just questions because they don't believe in you. These are those people who question you and tell you with the logic that why they have questioned it. They know why they have questioned it, and these are the kind of people who push you to think further, who push you away from confirmation bias. So that is the reason that should be there. So this is one. So this is a team, and when the team goes inside a room, which we call sprint room, it's not a special kind of room. It can be any room. It can be a classroom also. So it's like Air Force One. If the president sits in it, it becomes Air Force One. So sprint room is something like that. So, and when you enter into that room, you leave your laptop, mobile phone, iPads, any electronic device outside, and now you are fully inside the room, fully concentrated on the sprint. So this is the prerequisites. Now coming to day by day activity. So the sprint starts with Monday. So basically, it is recommended to do Monday to Friday, because if it's continuous, it's effective. If the continuity breaks, the motivation and the memory also fades away. So it's done continuously. So Monday starts with problem identification. On Monday, you identify a problem. So the day starts with a question: what is your long-term goal? And a long-term goal for an early stage startup can be 6 months goal, very early stage to 1 year. For a bigger company like say Uber or Google, it can be 5-year goal, right? So it can vary from company to company. So it starts with long-term goals. What do you want to be in long-term? So once you have that question clear, which may take seconds or may take up to 30 minutes or so, and after that, what you do is you ask the question that what has to work for you to reach the long-term goal? What has to be true? Or another way of asking is, let's suppose you are in a time capsule and you travel a year into the future and you see that the product has failed. What would be the most important reason or the most probable reason that the product should fail? So that becomes your your north star, to follow, to find the real problem statement. So that is how what Monday is about. So by Monday, there are certain other processes also involved. So by end of Monday, you have a clear problem statement. Now on Tuesday, you start with that problem statement. You say, okay, this is the problem statement. Now on Tuesday, you do the ideation. So ideation, basically, it is encouraged to look for ideas that is already existing, whether in your industry, in your company, or other company, or other industries. Look for those ideas. And one of the reason why you look for those ideas, because somewhere they are proven ideas. And also there is one more reason, that you don't want the user to reinvent the experience. The learning curve is not higher for the user. So that is also the reason that you encourage to look for ideas that are existing. So anyway, so that is, you are encouraged to look for ideas, existing ideas, and everyone is asked to come up with their two best ideas. So you have set of ideas, then there is a pitching session. Everybody gets a 3 minutes of pitching session to. And when you do this ideation, when you're everyone is coming up with two ideas, it's not done in like a brainstorming session. Everyone writes it down silently. The reason is, the problem with brainstorming, so it has been proven through research that brainstorming is a very effective process. It's a very fun process. You get a lot of ideas, but you never reach a conclusion through a brainstorming session. So that's why in this entire process, the brainstorming is not used. So anyway, so everyone comes up with two ideas, and then they pitch their ideas, and then they create solution sketches of those ideas. And then by end of the day, you have 14 16 solution sketches ready with you. So by end of the day, you have a set of solutions. End of Tuesday. Now Wednesday is the day when you pick one idea to work on. Okay. So again on Tuesday, you paste all the sketches on the walls, and it's like you make it like a gallery, and everybody goes and takes a look around and look at the different sketches, and then they write down what they have to write down, and then there is a voting session and everything. And after that, by end of the Wednesday, you pick one idea to work on. So everyone gets a equal voting right here, but the decider gets a more, say, if everyone gets one voting right, decider gets two voting rights. So decider has a super vote. So anyway, so by Wednesday, you pick up one idea. Now on Thursday, using that idea, you make a prototype, a real looking fake prototype. Okay. You cannot make the real prototype in one day, because it's not technically possible. Maybe ChatGPT can do it someday, but it's not technically possible. So what you do is you just design the surface or the user interface, you can say. So you design the user interface. So the user, when you will test with user, the user will think that it's real. It may not be so polished to the user, but still they will think it's real. But actually there is nothing underneath it, so it's not real. So that's why real looking fake prototype. So on Thursday, you make a real looking fake prototype. Again, there is here you divide the work between in the entire 7 or 4 or 5 member team for different activities. Okay, so that it becomes faster to make even a real looking fake prototype. So that is Thursday. Now Friday is the the doomsday, or the so it's the final day. It's a make or break day. So on Friday, you test that prototype with 5 users in another room, and in the sprint room, the rest of the team, one team member goes and interviews the users one by one, and in the sprint room, everybody watches that interview on a live video, and make their notes. And after doing that, they analyze the how the interview went and the responses, and then they decide that how it went. And why 5 years? Because through research it has come up that after 5 years, the sixth user will with 6 user will you will get similar results as one of the 5 years. So you don't get a new result after the 5 years. That's why 5 years. So this is the entire 5 day this thing. One more thing I would like to add here. So let's suppose, so 5 day, so this sprint doesn't guarantee that it will get validated. It guarantees that you will get clarity. The idea may get invalidated in case you by end of the sprint you find that okay, this idea is not working. Now what you do? So you don't go back to the first day again. You now go back to the Wednesday. So on Tuesday you have set of solution sketches. You had picked one on Wednesday. Now you pick another from the remaining, say if there were 14 sketches and you put down, you still have 13. So it's assumed that you have picked up the right problem and probably one of these solutions should work. So now you go back to Wednesday. So and you pick one out of the 13, and then you go on with Thursday and Friday. So iteration cycle is also pretty quick.